Bitcoin keeps on dumping and I'm still holding on into my best shorts from the all-time high and also from 107. And even yesterday we had the idea to maybe long. However, I kept on not longing because I saw a bad reaction, and I think that Bitcoin has a real chance not only to get a nice short idea that maybe you can take all together. I've got a new setup for a short, but also as you can see technically right now we have lost one of the most important, or to be honest, the one of the last support areas that are a bit important, to be honest, that would actually prevent a larger drop to 84 or even 82. I'm going to talk about a possible short idea, and also I'm going to possibly talk and explain to you guys how Bitcoin, if we do not reclaim 92.5 and even 97, we can actually see a larger drop on Bitcoin, and that would be also followed by ETH, because I think that if Bitcoin actually goes to 82, 84, I think that ETH has a good possibility of actually giving us the full expectations of actually dropping much lower to maybe 10 to 12%. As you can see, we've got the target of 2500 on ETH. But before that, let me explain what happened on Bitcoin and also what am I going to take next in terms of honestly setups, because I see a close short setup that can be actually taken right now. Because yesterday, guys, obviously I made a little video, and also on my live stream I said, guys, that by the way I'm planning to hold on into my short. To be honest, just I took 50% profit. I still got 50% of the trade running. I took this trade, by the way, guys, from 106, 106.3 from the top of the move, and also that I even had a plan for a possible long. However, if you have not been following me, please make sure that you always got the free Telegram channel in the description, because yesterday I was super active, guys, by the way, because Bitcoin gave us, or we had the idea possibly of maybe trying to long. I told you guys that if we see a good reaction once we hit 92.5 to, let's say, 91, I might have could have to be honest long. But as you can see, guys, we literally went down. I told you guys the idea for a possible long here is always to wait for the dump, and once we dump I'm going to be waiting for a reclaim of 92.5, and I made it quite obvious on my Telegram channel, because once we had went down below 92.5, I said that that's quite clear that I'm not going to long. I have no interest in longing until or unless we reclaim 92.5, and if we do not do so, then I'm going to be waiting happily short in the market. As you can see, I basically just posted that when Bitcoin had went under, as you can see here, went under I think 91.2, then I waited, and then I said basically no good reaction. As you can see, literally no close of at least a 15 to 30 minute candle, and I said clearly that while below 92.5 I'm going to be waiting for further drop, and we basically just had that at middle of the night. We had Bitcoin drop. I think the bottom was at around maybe 89 or 90k, and right now Bitcoin is actually seeing a bounce. And I also talk about, guys, how we maybe can possibly like short the market whenever we get these fake pumps, whenever we have Bitcoin pumped at the middle of the night without the London session or even the New York session. We sometimes can have the possibility and the chance of actually longing or shorting. To be honest, guys, better shorting Bitcoin. As you can see, if I pull up the chart again and I go to the lower time frame, maybe right now with the little pump we had seen, maybe you can right now see Bitcoin actually trying to backtest our previous idea for longs, because obviously yesterday we had the idea to try to maybe long here. Now right now we have flipped this zone, as you can see, from previous support back now below to becoming resistance, as you can see. So right now I'm interested in taking actually a short, maybe even with you guys live, because technically right now we've got this little anchored view up. This is basically a line that represents the downtrend we had seen from the beginning of yesterday's Monday's high, as you can see, and we even got a little bit of liquidity on the lower time frame. This is only a short scalp, guys, by the way, as you can see, maybe of us trying to reclaim 92.5. If we actually manage to reclaim 92.5 with a good positive reaction, obviously I'm not going to long. I never long a breakout, but at least I'm not going to short this area, because obviously us reclaiming 92.5 would probably mean us seeing back a good, to be honest, bounce back above to 96 or even 97. However, let's just say Bitcoin actually gives us another nice fake out pump for us to short, then maybe, just maybe, we can actually try to retest 92.5 and try to reclaim it. And if we fail to do so, and actually go below 92, 91.5, then I might to try actually to short. Why? Because we had left liquidity here from yesterday evening and also midnight, and we even had liquidity here. So on the lower time frame, I have a nice perfect idea to short that maybe would give me a nice good entry, because obviously on weeks we've been nicely trading and shorting Bitcoin. Every single pump could have been actually a nice short for the past, I think, a week or week and a half. Hence why I'm going to be actually waiting for this. If we see a reclaim, obviously I'm not going to short, but at least I'm going to stay away from longing, because as I told you guys, maybe the idea, if we manage to get a perfect short at 92.5, then maybe I'm going to be waiting for a much lower price on Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin does not manage to reclaim 92.5 and we actually get a perfect short here, then maybe I'm going to take it all the way lower to 84, because obviously on the higher time frame I do not see any reasonable support that would stop us actually from dropping back below, or once we hold 92 as resistance, back below or drop quite quickly and heavily back down to 84 and 82, as we actually had seen Bitcoin do that, or do so on the reverse side, as you can see, because obviously we had seen Bitcoin pump quickly from 84, 85 back all the way up to 92. And whenever I see this, I see it as proof that every single time we see a quick pump to the upside, whenever we lose a certain area where we got inefficiency in volume, to be honest, I'm always predicting that this would happen on the flip side. So right now, if we manage to get a nice short, or even if we don't, just keep in mind that holding 92 as resistance whilst we're under 92, I think there's a good likelihood of obviously seeing lower price. However, that does not mean, to be honest, doesn't mean that you should be shorting randomly. Just wait for a good setup. If you have a short, just have it open. If you do not have a short, then maybe you can take altogether this little scalp one. If we get a good reaction, I always got in mind that maybe idea of shorting here and then actually getting an 84 to 82k move, to be honest. And then maybe here I'm going to be looking for a long. I think that the good support here is actually only below us at 84 to 82, unfortunately. So it's going to be a large drop if we get a short, as you can see, 8 to 9%. And that would also coincidentally give us a larger drop on ETH, because obviously if Bitcoin gives us a short, if Bitcoin falls from 92 back below to, let's just say, 84, then obviously ETH will probably give us the target, the lower support target, which is at around 2600 to 2500. So hopefully everybody understood the idea for ETH, but also most importantly on Bitcoin and the possible drop with a nice short if 92 is not reclaimed.